Hey guys, it's Kirsten here. Today I wanted to just make a video. I'm not sure if it'll be quick or not because to be honest, I'm just kind of gonna see where my mind takes me as I discuss what it was like for me to dance in college. And my main point in posting this video, hopefully it won't be too long, and not having such a defined structure on it, is to just open this up to you guys in the comments so that you can let me know what you would like me to share about my thoughts on dancing at a university, getting a degree in dance, and maybe you'd like to know the type of person or dancer I would recommend that experience to, how to audition. You know, I could go so many different ways with this discussion. So today I think I'll just go ahead and talk about my thoughts on it, my experience, and again, I really encourage you to let me know where I should take this, if I should just leave it here, never talk about college again. I'm not sure, even though I'm sure, or I'm hoping you wouldn't want me to not talk about it because it was a very valuable part of my experience in becoming a professional dancer. And I really think that it helped me to become an even more well-rounded person. And I also have a lot more doors and opportunities open to me while I dance professionally and certainly afterwards as I might seek another career path outside of the realm of ballet, just because I have a degree. So some of you might already know that, as I've mentioned in past videos, I attended the University of Utah, and I was a ballet major there for 3 years, and I also got my minor in business administration. So I did a 3-year degree plan on my own. That's not always, it's not like it's encouraged or discouraged. It's just not something everyone is meant to do or desires to do, because for a lot of people coming straight out of high school at 18, you want to spend those 4 years enjoying your college experience, really getting everything you can out of it, maybe getting another degree, going on a study abroad, or just taking your time and having fun. There are lots of different reasons that people love college, hate college, stay or leave. You know, people all have a different reason for being there and have different expectations for what they want to get out of it. And for me, I knew that since I took a gap year after high school to dance at Houston Ballet Academy for another year, I was already a year older. I entered at 19, and since I knew that I wanted to pursue a career in ballet, and that is somewhat age sensitive, that I really wanted to do my degree in 3 years and just get all I could out of it, but also leave as a 22-year-old so that I was more eligible for maybe an entry-level position at a ballet company. Because the one thing I will talk about is there are many advantages to being a dancer with a college degree. And I don't even want to say that it's necessarily the degree or just having that diploma that gives you the advantage, but the maturity and the experience that you rack up over your 3 or 4, sometimes some people spend 5+ years, no shame, and at the university, or any university, it really gives you a lot under your belt, and also extra years training that many dancers actually need because they find that they still have areas in their technique which are lacking, or in their artistry, or they just needed to maybe explore other areas outside of ballet to confirm for themselves that they really love dance, they really do want to pursue it as a career, or they just decide to move on because college is a really amazing place to kind of just set yourself up for your next move in life. It's a safe place where you have the space to explore other avenues, to strengthen your expertise in your craft, but also to appreciate other sides of yourself and other potentials that you might have, whether that be in business, like for me, or math, sciences, another art form. You know, there are so many different things that you can do on the side as a minor or as another major when you're studying ballet at a university that really gives you a lot of value just as a human being. And I find now that I'm in a professional company that I feel like I have more to offer. If I were to stay, get a full-time contract, and I think that would give me more value, or help me add more value to the company if I were able to get more involved in ballet things, or I'm sorry, the business side of things. I also feel like I can really effectively communicate with donors. I really enjoy interacting with them and just being involved in the events that are put on to help draw the community into the ballet and help support us financially, because that's a huge deal. A lot of times in getting a job, it's not necessarily an issue of whether or not the director likes you, but is there another spot open? They a lot of times can't tell you until late on in the season, like March, April, May, if they have a spot for you or not, because they don't know what their financials are for the next season. So it's really valuable, I feel like, for me to have a grasp mentally on what the business side of a nonprofit is like. And it gives me more peace of mind. I feel like I can understand the organization better and also understand how to excel not only as a dancer, but as an employee of the organization. So I'm just chit-chatting. Those are benefits that I feel since I got my minor in business. But I guess I could talk more specifically about the University of Utah and how things went for me there and how I feel I was able to improve as a ballet dancer. And we'll just see where that discussion takes us as well. So I really, really enjoyed the program. There were definitely some moments where, well, I should preface this by saying that things change there all the time. I'm not sure, well, I have a feeling that I was really there during a lot of transitional phases in time. Although it seems, talking to people who were there before me, that it was always in transition. The department, what I like about it, is it's always trying to improve itself, or the staff is always trying to improve it, I should say. And I liked that, but there were also many times, or just, times at the beginning of each semester where the schedule would be changing for the 50 millionth time, and things were just so up in the air. We had new staff leaving, things like that, and that was a challenge at times. But in general, I kind of hate that I started out with that. In general, I had a very valuable experience there. I'll explain more because I do feel like I know for a fact, I don't just feel this, that the way somebody feels about the ballet department there is very individual. It depends on how the ballet staff likes them and their goals and also their level of technique. I think it's kind of the same for no matter where you go, if it's a university or a company or whatever. Generally, the people who do better and are, I guess, better received by whatever program you're at, with your abilities or you as a person or whatever, that often has an enormous amount to do with how much you will enjoy your experience. And so for me, I'll say I really enjoyed it because I had a lot of people on my side, and I really had a lot of faculty just really invest a lot in me and express that they had faith in me. They believed in my potential, and that meant the world to me. It's really what I needed after coming out of a professional training environment at Houston Ballet, where I pretty much felt beaten down. Like, generally, my first year was a very positive experience. My second year, I learned an incredible amount about myself and just a lot of things. It was a hard year, and I did feel very discouraged most of the time. But I also learned how strong I was to be able to endure that, and I learned that my love for ballet is real because for some reason, some miracle, I still love it so much, and I still did even when I was being treated poorly and when I was really injured and I was just having a hard time in general, when I was at the top level in the academy. So yeah, it taught me a lot. But coming out of that, and into college, where I had a very positive experience and I had a lot of faculty give me opportunities and push me in a really positive way because they expressed that they knew I could do it, that they knew I could make a career for myself. and they were on my side and they were there for me. If I needed to ask questions or just have an honest discussion with them, they were there. And I really appreciated that. I do see that as a strong point with that program is the faculty. I mean, even if a student wouldn't get along necessarily with one or two of the faculty members, there was always somebody who would be willing to be their mentor and be there for them. So that's what I really appreciate about the program, and I thought the faculty were wonderfully diverse in their backgrounds. I had one of my favorite teachers had more of a balancing background, or two of them actually, I'd say. And then there were some that were ABT certified in teaching, and that was really wonderful. And I found that, and there were also some that were more Russian. So we had a really nice kind of diverse perspective on different styles of technique. Now, of course, that always comes with its negatives. Like, yes, sometimes there were discrepancies from one teacher saying we have to do this, and then another teacher we'd have the next day would say, no, that's unacceptable, you know. And generally, the way it would work is we'd have 2 to 4 professors switching off with us throughout each semester, and the way it worked, or it broke down with our time schedule, kind of varied, but generally we would have one teacher 3 days a week, another one 2 days a week, so it would be like every other day. And yeah, so I guess that's all I'll say about the faculty. I thought they were great. I had a very positive experience, and they really helped elevate me to the next level, to where I am now. Because I think I just needed that positive push, and this was a really great environment for me where I got to perform a lot. I was used a lot, and I really got to focus on my technique. And also I felt like with the university setting in particular, I was really pleased with it. I was definitely meant to be there because I really enjoy being analytical about my technique and just the art form in general. I enjoy having an educated perspective and being able to objectively look at what I'm doing and seeing, or just asking myself, how can I make myself better? How can I appreciate this more? What am I doing? Where am I going? You know, what is all this? I enjoy asking those questions to myself and discussing it with other people. And the university setting was definitely that. And I loved it because I felt like we were encouraged to be artists who were also people, who had a perspective, who had a voice. And I just really flourished in that environment because that's what I was looking for. I found that there were quite a few dancers that came into the department and didn't necessarily think of that as a draw. And that's not what they were actually interested in, and that's not what they were signing up for. So for them, they were just there to dance, not necessarily break it down, talk about it, learn more about it, you know. They just wanted to focus on their dancing and their technique, and that's fine. There are a lot of professional dancers like that, and, you know, it's not my cup of tea, but they do it, whichever, you know. So, yeah, that's the kind of dancer I would not recommend investing a lot of time and money in college to. I would not recommend that because it's just, like I said, such an investment. There's so much money involved, a lot of time, and especially if you have no interest in pursuing an outside field, you know, outside of ballet. If you don't want to get another minor or a major or just explore other avenues, don't go. You can train somewhere else for a lot less money and a lot less commitment and a lot less stress, because yes, we were graded. Yes, there are strict attendance policies, things like that. So you have to take that seriously, and you have to appreciate what the university environment offers in order to make it worth it to you. So, but I do really feel that no matter how you feel about academics or schoolwork as a dancer, even if you're not 100% super passionate about being, you know, involved in another field or kind of a nerd like me, you know, even if you don't want to do that, I think everybody at this point kind of has the basic understanding that a college degree is pretty valuable. No, it's not 100% necessary to live your life and make money and, you know, find some level of success. It's not necessary. but it is an extraordinary tool that can get you a lot of places and open up a lot of doors, because to be honest, in my experience and just in learning about other people who have not chosen to go to college, they can find their way and they can make a life for themselves and whatever, you know, they can find work. But it does take more creativity. It is less conventional, and it requires, I think, an extra amount of ambition, and it requires you to be more of a go-getter and just find your own way rather than saying, okay, cool, I qualify for this job because I have this degree. I'm probably at the top of the pool of applicants because I fit that mold, if that makes any sense. So I do recommend to all dancers to have some sort of outside interest, qualification, value added, you know, so to speak, such as a degree, so that whenever you stop dancing, which is going to happen eventually, and maybe you won't want to teach, then you can go do something else. I just think that's really valuable. And I know a lot of dancers who maybe weren't that interested in the academic side of things, but they found interest and they found a lot of value. So yeah, I think college is really incredible for that. And I did, like I said, I got a lot of performing opportunities. I loved that. I got a lot of good roles, so that was incredible. I do also want to mention, along with what I was talking about earlier, what shaped my experience is that I was very well received in the ballet department, to be honest. And that definitely had a lot to do with how much I liked it. As, like I said, it is in most programs. It's the same for a lot of people. And for me, I had already experienced what it's like to do a lot of core work and have that practice. And so to come into the university environment and get a lot of soloist roles, that was a growing opportunity for me. If I had just done more core work, it's kind of like, yeah, I know how to do that. Although everyone should know how to do it, everyone should be practicing frequently. It's not, I don't believe it's really beneath anybody, because to be a valuable member of the corps de ballet and to be able to do it really well is a skill that is very underestimated. People think that they could just do it, but actually to be a dancer, and I'm now speaking from a professional perspective, to be the dancer that isn't you know, having their name called out all the time for being out of line or for being unaware that their arm was 5 inches higher than somebody else's, or they have the wrong head, that is something you want to avoid. And people think it's easy to do that, but it's actually not. You have to be very intelligent, very aware, and you have to take a lot of initiative and be really observant and yeah, just technically skilled in order to be a really valuable member of the corps de ballet. And that's how everyone starts. So yeah, I've experienced this. Being a smart dancer, no matter if you go to college or not, is one of the most valuable things like ever. Beyond, I think, having a good facility for dance, being smart is just as important, if not more. Obviously, you have to have some potential in order for your brain to really have the same amount of value, I guess. But yeah, anyway, I think I'm going down a little rabbit hole right now. But yes, so this video is already getting really long. Please, I think I'm just going to cut it off here, but please let me know what else you guys want me to talk about. I could talk more specifically about the University of Utah. I could talk more about, you know, like, who do I think should audition for the program? What are they looking for? You know, I could go so many different ways. So please let me know in the comments below what you think, and I will get back to you probably with another video about dancing in college, if that's what you guys want to see. So I'll talk to you later. Bye!